Merci, Simon. Chaque fois que je suis là avec vous, dans votre présence, je me sens comme j'ai fait quelque chose d'extraordinaire, mais c'est pas moi, c'est vraiment pas moi. C'est avec des gens comme Simon Brault, comme Nathalie Bondil, comme ceux qui sont présents avec le Conseil des arts du Canada, ceux qui travaillent dans les arts puis la culture. C'est vous, c'est vous. Et sans les contribuables, je ne serais pas là. Alors, un gros merci à nos contribuables, à ceux qui sont tellement passionnés par les arts et la culture, parce que c'est ça qui nous donne notre identité canadienne. Alors, merci de votre gouvernement. Merci énormément. I wanted to start by recognizing Nathalie, of course, who's here on behalf of the board, and recognizing, of course, the board members who do an enormous job. So would the board members stand? Because I don't get to see you very often. Would you stand so we can thank you generously? Please help me in thanking the board members for all that they do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Nice to see you here. Wow, it's great to see a turnout like this. I was very fortunate to be here last year, and I'm so pleased to have been invited back. I see a couple of other very good champions for us in the audience. I see Dr. Guy Bertium from Library and Archives. Thank you for being here. I know that you're working tremendously hard to support arts and culture as well. I saw Claude Jolicoeur, too, as I came in, which was great. Allô, comment ça va, Claude? Merci encore pour votre présence ici et votre support des arts et de la culture du Canada. So I am going to be very brief, but I love to come out and talk about arts and culture because we don't very often get these opportunities as government members. Quite frankly, it's really not the sexy item that makes the news. But I want you to know how committed this Prime Minister is and how committed our government is to supporting arts and culture, to supporting organizations like the Canada Council for the Arts. It is, in fact, true that we are the only G7 country during a recession that did not cut direct funding to artists, a little-known fact that most people aren't aware of. We also did something that was very, very important last year during the budget. Simon Brault and I have spoken about this many times, but many people across the country don't understand how important it is for arts and culture to have some predictability. How many arts and culture groups here know how important it is to be predictable in funding? You should all raise your hands. It is probably the single most important element that I have been spoken to about across the country as I speak with arts, culture, and heritage groups. And so during the last year's budget, we actually made some program funding envelopes permanent. And they'd been ongoing as a concern for many, many, many years. So that was one of the very first things that I was able to announce, thanks to the Prime Minister's support. And of course, a $25 million pot that was a temporary pot for the Canada Council for the Arts that allows the Canada Council to be more predictable, to know how to plan ahead. These are things that show that this government is truly committed because we know that arts and culture are part of who we are. The past, the present, and the future of Canada really depends on us celebrating where we came from, what we're doing today, and what we intend to do in the future. It's not only about how we feel about being Canadian, it's an economic driver, and I've repeated this a number of times, but I'm going to test you. I'm going to test you. How much do you think arts and culture and heritage bring into the Canadian economy every single year? Shout out a number.
2 billion.
2 billion. Another number? Because it's not quite.
50 billion.
Almost 50 billion. I know who just said that, and I've given this speech before. Almost $50 billion goes into our economy thanks to arts, culture, and heritage. It's a huge economic driver. And how many jobs do you think are created?
670,000.
Almost. Almost. You're actually correct if we count some indirect jobs, but direct jobs, thanks to arts, culture, and heritage, is 647,000 jobs here in Canada. C'est incroyable ce que les arts et la culture font pour notre économie. C'est pour ça qu'on a un premier ministre qui est engagé, qui est prêt à se mettre debout pour dire on va continuer d'appuyer les arts et la culture à travers le pays. Et non seulement à travers le pays, mais avec le Conseil des arts, on est présent aussi à l'international. Alors, merci à notre Conseil. Sans vous, c'est pas possible d'être hors Canada et présent pour célébrer les talents de nos artistes et créateurs. I want to say, just for a moment, our artists and creators are the best in the world. Do you agree? Yeah. They are absolutely the best in the world. And I'm so proud to hear about the changes you're about to make. This is an exciting time. Simon Beau, you are the champion. You are making difficult decisions with your incredible board. And of course, we are exempt from that. The government does not guide the Canada Council for the Arts, nor do we want to. We do not have the experience. We don't have the first-hand knowledge of the industry. That is why the Canada Council for the Arts is so incredibly important. You are the experts, and you're making bold changes. I am so proud of you today. The fact that you are actually going to commit dollars to Aboriginal art, God bless you. God bless you. Please thank this man and this board. That is an incredible step forward. Thank you so much. I said I'd be brief. I just want to touch on the 150th anniversary that's coming. C'est vraiment important que le pays en entier soit prêt pour célébrer nos réalisations. Le Conseil va être présent. Vous allez avoir un rôle très important. Et on a besoin de vous. C'est important que les arts, la culture, le patrimoine de notre pays soient présents. C'est essentiel. Alors, j'espère que vous êtes en train de planifier pour les célébrations du 150e de notre pays en 2017. C'est important. Et si je vous laisse avec un message, c'est un grand merci de votre gouvernement, mais aussi aidons-nous à planifier quelque chose qui va vraiment toucher au cœur de tous les Canadiens et Canadiennes à travers le pays. The 60th anniversary of the Canada Council for the Arts is happening at the same time. That's an incredible accomplishment for the Canada Council for the Arts. So I want to congratulate you in advance of your 60th anniversary. That's 60 years of dedication to artists and to creators across the country. It's 60 years of being an inspiration to those young people who look towards you as maybe the first step in their very long careers. And you really do support what I said before, and that is the past, the future, and the present of arts and culture here in Canada. So I hope that you have many, many more 60th anniversaries from here on out. I'm going to end in this way, and it's a bit of a somber way. The Paris incident was a tragic reminder that artistic expression, that freedom of expression, freedom of the press are valuable. And arts and culture are valuable in the way that they are prepared to sometimes have the tough discussions, to sometimes present that front, that freedom of expression is something that as Canadians we value to our core. Never before have I been so proud to stand with Canadians, and particularly Canadians in the arts and culture fields, to support freedom of expression, as you all do. And I want to continue to encourage you. I want you to know that your Prime Minister and your government continues to encourage you. And we will remember forever what has happened recently, not only in Paris, but there are other events happening across the country. Never give up. Merci encore. Je vous encourage. Vous allez continuer le beau travail que vous faites présentement. Et si jamais il y a quoi que ce soit où je pourrais vous aider, je suis là pour vous appuyer et vous supporter. Merci bien et bonne soirée.